What's 2 to the 0 power?
2. No 0.
I'm
It's a special rule that we did last week. 2 to the 0, anything to the 0 power is always the same number.
2. No. 0.
0.
2 is 0, right? Because anything times 0 is 0. 1.
Is 1. I'm not timing by 0.
Mathy.
What would I set up for the next one?
1
Where would I put the 1?
on the bottom.
What do you mean?
On the bottom.
Bottom of what?
I don't know.
I don't think you know, definitely. What do I write first for the next one?
2.
I knew it.
What you gonna eat?
I'm not even on it.
Do I need to have a fraction?
Oh, yeah, chips.
The only time I need to have a fraction is when I have what kind of number?
Negative.
Negative, so I need fractions.
That's what I'm doing.
This is looking 0 for our x. What is this one plugging in for x?
2. 1.
I have a 2, and what am I plugging in?
1.
1. So that's 2 to the first power. Our base is the same. Our equation has a base of 2. I'm only changing the exponent, which is the x. I'm putting in whatever my input value is. What's 2 to the first power?
2.
I'm sorry.
Well, I had that, I know, but I literally wasn't gonna work.
What would I do for the next one?
2 to the power of 2.
2 to the power of 2, 2 squared.
And then we put 4.
You
And
call
I
me?
say 2 squared is 4.
Well, I want to be on phone to be honest.
Okay.
And then it's 2 to the power of 3.
And then Johnny says 2 to the power of 3. What's that asking?
2 times 3. I mean, no, 2 times half.
2
times
3
3 times 2.
Yeah, that's the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2.
That's 8.
Me?
Which would be 8.
You? Yeah.
But y'all get the chip.
Take that.
Ain't no more. That's only a little crumb, bro.
I should know if I want to know.
Okay.
What?
When we have our coordinates, we are going to plot them on our graph.
Ain't
You might notice the first couple have really small numbers, so it'll be an estimate of where it is on our graph because the scaling doesn't include fractions. But as we go, Jesus Christ, shut up.
Miss Ward,
What?
you stressing me out.
You're stressing me out. Stop yapping. Our first coordinate, my input was -2, my output was 1/4. So my coordinate is my x value and my y value. The first number is how we're moving side to side. Second number is how we're moving up and down. Again, the first couple, we're making an estimate because I have really small numbers. My God. So we have -2 and 1/4 as my coordinate. Again, from our input of -2 on our
Everyone was
x-axis.
nasty.
Bro.
I'm gonna say that metal and shit.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what you
I'm sorry. I was fresh my food.
Okay.
So we be having a whole snack time. Oh. You can teach.
Can I?
And Lord don't care as long as we get our work done.
I would love to just be able to explain how to do math to you guys. That would be incredible.
Okay, we listen.
Are you?
Yeah.
We have a coordinate -2, 1/4 from our plug-in -2, our output 1/4. We're making an estimate for our first few because I've got some fractions. But on my graph, I am at 0, my center, and I'm finding -2 on my x-axis, and I'm going up 1/4, which is barely above 0. I'm making an estimate again for the first two because I see our scaling goes 0, and our next number is 1, so I want to be somewhere in between 0 and 1. We're making an estimate for the first two because they are fractions.
You got some more?
I will give you a second to get -2 and 1/4, and we'll do 2 more coordinates together. What would our next coordinate be if I were to write it in parentheses?
A, B, C.
3 to 2.
What did I plug it?
Oh, negative 2.
I plugged in negative
Negative 1.
1 in this one. I plugged in negative 1, and what did I get at the end?
1 over 2.
Make it big, like I'm blind.
Go sit up there then.
No, shut the fuck up.
Oh, you got it.
We're finding negative 1/2. Again, this is the other one that'll be an estimate because it is a fraction. But just like we did at the beginning, we're starting in the middle to count. And I'm moving to negative 1 on my x-axis. I'm counting to the side first. And then I'm counting up 1/2, which is in the middle between our bold line 0 and our first gray line, which is 1. So I'm right in between 0 and 1. These two are estimates because they are fractions. Our other ones will be perfectly on our graph. We'll do one more together, and then I'll have you try a couple by yourself. What would our next coordinate be?
My dumb.
It would be 0.
Yeah.
0?
When I plugged in
Or
0,
2, 0?
So true. When I plugged into the 0 power, what was our answer? 1. So I'm plugging in my x value. These are our x's, and then our y. This one I can put perfectly on my graph. I'm starting in the middle, and it says I move 0 spaces to the side and 1 space up. So I'm moving 0 spaces to the side and 1 space up. I'm going to give you guys a second to find these 3 coordinates on your graph. I will come around and help.
You go that way. See, I'm gonna try.
Y'all's job is plotting your last few coordinates on your graph.
What you talking about?
You got it.
Now, where's your
You. Got it, almost got it. We're looking at counting still for our next few. So we have the numbers on the side. We have all the numbers up there. So that's